What's up, guys? Brian, Callahan Garage. It's about 4:30 in the morning on a weekend. Not had a whole lot of time yesterday because, well, yesterday the last couple months because kids out of school, and I spend more time doing stuff with them. But I've got to get up early today. It's a weekend, and I want to go wakeboarding later, so I've got to get an engine put together. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to tear down the rest of this 396. I want to see what kind of cams in here. We're going to try to keep it organized because I may even use these heads. Now these are a 67 to 68 head out of a Corvette. The heads that came off of this are from like an 87 motorhome. These are going to flow better. Unfortunately, these are what you call like a bathtub head. So I'll show it to you guys when they're, but I believe we can make these work, and these are actually going to flow a lot better than those teeny little heads over there. But we got to see what kind of damage we have. We've got to see, I don't even know what kind of cam's in this because I bought this car, with this motor already put together. So what we're going to do first is, take all this apart. Remember when you were younger and you get home at 4:30 because you're coming from the bar or something like that? Now I'm getting up at 4:30 so I can torture myself and disassemble an engine. I gotta make better life choices. All right, let's get this apart. So I guess the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and pull all the rockers, all the push rods. We'll go ahead and pull the lifters because I've got a little organizer here so we don't get them all confused. Like I said, I would really like to use all this again, just literally take it, transplant it onto the other motor. So let's get started. I'm going to put you all on time lapse just because it's just me unscrewing things, so it shouldn't take long. So I got the heads off, so that these are closed port 702 heads. They look like they've been worked a little bit. Maybe that could be some carbon buildup. They're not closed off as much as I thought they would be. Maybe they've been playing down some. Pistons still look pretty good, little dome tops. So I think now what we're going to do is take out the cam, see what the cam looks like, and then we're going to make some decisions. All right, we'll get back to you guys. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I broke 2 pullers just because I have cheap hobo freight ones. And nothing's open yet, so I can't go and get some more. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and pull all the bolts, go ahead and pull this oil pan off. I think then we can actually pull this stuff and kind of turn the cover and be able to pull out the cam. But man, that was annoying. Like 2 pullers just destroyed. Probably shouldn't use the big impact on them, but I mean, I've done it before. Anyways, let's get to pulling this stuff off. Forgot to grab the cameras quick, but yeah, you got metal shavings in there. So we're gonna need to clean this up because we need to use this oil pan on the new motor for clearance. But once we flip this over, I'm sure we're gonna find our. Sure, we're gonna find. I'm sure we are going to find the bad bearing. So we get it cleaned up. All right, well, I got the cam out. I'll go over that here in a few minutes. I went and rented one because the stores are finally open. I was gonna buy one, but the one I had I already bought, and it didn't work. So but let's get this on here. Hopefully we can get this one off. I've got to get the other one off of there, so I can get the cover on. We can put the new cam in. Let's hopefully get a little bit of luck. I swear I spend more of the day walking around trying to find sockets than anything. Besides that, that'll work. Wrong size. It's off. All right. That looks like a nice aftermarket chain. I don't know. Let's get the other side pulled off, and then we'll go from there. Well, that came off nice and easy. All right, let me get all this pulled off. Let's get this cam pulled out, and then we'll go from there. Man, I'm like burning up in here. All right, so off camera I put the milling oil pump in. Now what we're going to do is we are going to use the 702 heads on here. After talking with my uncle, he did have those sent out and milled, and the chambers opened up a little bit. So this should give us like 9.5 to 1 compression. So it should do pretty good. but it's so hot out here. I'm probably just going to put you guys on time lapse and actually I'll put you guys on time lapse. But let me tell you, if I come to something cool, I'll let you know. But what we're going to do now is get the cam in. Need to get the heads on, the whole drivetrain, everything like that, and then we'll get this rolling. So let's see what happens. All right, guys, so I said I would stop if I ran into something, and I have, and this absolutely sucks. So I got the cam in, got all the lifters in, started putting on this head. Then I realized there was a broken bolt on the other head bolts. I have tried these extractors, they broke, 70 bucks. So this is kind of where I'm at. I have set up this drill press. We're going to try to drill this thing out because my handheld drills aren't really working that well, and I need to be straight. So what we're going to do is we're going to attempt to drill this out, because problem is if I take us to a shop, we'll have to disassemble the whole thing, and at that point, we might as well just have them bore all the cylinders out 10 over and just have them rebuild. But I don't, this is supposed to be a budget. I don't have that kind of extra money. So we're going to try this. I don't know if it's going to work, to be honest with you. We have a small tip of one of those broken off in there. It does screw, and I have heated that, so it should change the metal composition a little bit. But clearly they're not that strong because they broke, 2 of them. So we're going to try to drill this out. If it doesn't work, then yeah, we're going to have to disassemble this block, have it, send it out, go ahead and have them do it, bore out the cylinders, clean the cylinders up. That means new pistons. I mean, you start adding up, and we're at $1,500. At that point, I can freaking LS swap this or do something different. But we're trying to do this on a budget. It's a little risky, but we're going to see what happens. I'll bring you guys in a little close so you can watch my disaster. All right, I'm going to use a little thread cutter there. I'm going to try to keep it as lubricated as possible, maybe a little bit more. All right. So here goes nothing. Cutting through it, but it's dulling up the blades. Not sure what to do. Let me mess with this for a while. It's going to be a long day. Where did I put my thread cutter now? Of course, it's on the ground as it always does. I think we're going to have to drill around it. All right, I'll get back to you guys in a little bit. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. All right, we got somewhere. Maybe now we can get out that hardened piece and then try to do a straight drill. man, come on. Just need that to come out. God. Oh, well, as you can see, it's not going well. I have a hole on this side of it and this side of it. And I just can't get it to pop out. Because if I can get that to pop out, then we can straight drill it. And then cut some new threads. But I got to get that to come out. It's just got to come out. So I'm kind of out of ideals. This way I can't ever get anything done. I worked on this, for a few hours yesterday. Just got the day before. Got out of work. When I come home, I just need this to come out of here so I can, go on with our next step. I don't have a car that's currently working because I really do daily drive this car. And I just need some luck. I just need some luck. Got any ideas, leave them down in the comments, because I don't know what to do. So I think what we're going to do is just heat it up, see if we can change the composition of the metal, and then let it cool. So I'll go to the store, return that stupid kit, and then rethink my life. So I'll get back to you guys in a little while. Alright, so I'm going to try something a little different. So since I got that hole on this side, and I do have a hole on this side, I'm going to see if I can carefully try to grind out that piece. At this point I got nothing to lose, so. Getting a little somewhere. Yeah, it's working a little bit. Let me let the compressor fill back up and we'll try it again. Alright, well, after 10 blades, pain in the ass, bunch of stuff, I've now got that drilled to the right size and we are going to attempt to hopefully heliocoil it. And then I've got to basically get every piece of oil out of here and clean this out as much as possible, trying to get every piece of metal, which is probably not going to do very well, but this is a budget build. We're trying to I get it. If you had the money, you would have already taken this motor apart because the one cylinder's got a little bit of rust in there, and send it out. But I'm trying to do this with the things I got in my shop, and not affect my family's finances by spending $1,500 to do a rebuild. So we're gonna give this a shot, and hopefully it works, and I'll be super excited if it does. But I don't have a whole lot of hope, if I'm being honest. But yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, let's give it a shot. Let's see this. Of course, I'm not the right size because that's just my luck. Cutting oil. Show you guys the end result. As long as it holds, I think we'll be good because it's pretty centered to the hole. But we won't know until we put that head on here. So I'm gonna get I'm gonna kill all this with brake clean. Let's get all this metal out of here. We're gonna do our best to clean everything up, and hopefully this will work. We'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know in a little bit. All right, guys. So went ahead and I got that drilled in. I got the new helo coil in. We're gonna hope it holds. What we're gonna do now, I finally got the cam back in, all the lifters. We're gonna go ahead and do the heads, get those all tightened down. I got Tyler over here because he's young and strong, and we're gonna do that, and that'll probably be it for this week, just because this has been a long week. It was like a day and a half just figuring out that bolt, and I only had 3 days off this week for my job. So let's get this rolling, and then we'll go from there. If you want to put this on the lowest setting, just to put it on the one to snug it.
Is that a special thread suit?
Yeah.
Not what we normally get.
Well, because these are in the water jackets, and they will leak on you, apparently. So I'm just like precaution. Everything on this thing has been band-aid at this point, so I'm trying to. All right. All right, so you got the order. Let's just snug them. So anyways, guys, we're just gonna get all these snugged up, then we'll do 30, what was 30, 60, 80, something like that.
We'll get them tight.
Yeah, and that'll probably, like I said, be that for this week. I don't think you want to watch us do this, but as always, hold on a second. Thank you for watching Callahan Garage. Next week, we will finish assembling this engine, and it will be going in the car, hopefully. Make sure you like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.